So what people might not know is Xbox is about to have an insane second half of the year with amazing games coming out left and right, both on the Xbox Store and on Game Pass, and we have a ton of games to cover today. I'm Sunny here at Xbox Central, and we're going to start this off with Star Wars Outlaws, which is shaping up to be, it looks like maybe another good Star Wars game. Now, Outlaws is going to be this massive open world adventure where you will be pulling off some epic heists with your crew of outlaws. The game takes place before the events of Return of the Jedi, so we can expect those classic Star Wars vibes, but with of course some modern gameplay mechanics. You will be able to travel across planets, taking on missions and side quests at your own pace. The combat here combines melee, range fights, and even vehicle battles, letting you blast your enemies away with your blaster or get up close and personal with them. Now, it'd be great to play Star Wars as someone other than the Jedi or the Sith, and of course trying some underdog, trying to stay alive in this dangerous galaxy, to me kind of seems something different and something that I'm kind of into. So far, early reviews of the game look a little bit lukewarm, but also like some really into it, so it's a little all over the place, but the world looks really gorgeous. The gameplay slightly a little questionable, but it does look fun, and either way, as a Star Wars fan, I am excited to play this. And if you guys are enjoying this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe, as it helps the algorithm find new Xbox gamers who might want to check out some amazing games. Alright, our next game is Creatures of Ava, and this is shaping up to be a very relaxing yet equally challenging adventure game where you play as this nice explorer who wants to save the wilderness from a rapidly spreading virus, and for that she needs to get help from these magical creatures who will be guiding her through different fantastical realms while she tries to cure these creatures using her magical flute. Now, Creatures of Ava is all about exploration, sprinkled in with some unique puzzles that really require you to work together with these creatures to find a way forward. It's set to release on August 7th and will be a day one Game Pass game, so definitely be looking forward to that. We have a new day one Game Pass game in Sopa. This is a narrative based title inspired by the movie Coco, The Little Prince, and Spirited Away, and it's about a young boy named Miho who gets pulled into his grandmother's pantry and lands in a mysterious fantasy land filled with amazing wonders. And we're talking floating mountains and talking animals and a lot more, but every time he returns with a new ingredient from this magical pantry to the real world, he finds that things have changed in very mysterious ways. The game's very heartfelt, it's captivating, and it's one that if you kind of love heavy based narrative games that can be played by all ages in the family, I think you'll really enjoy Sopa. This lands on Game Pass sometime in August, and as I said, it's a day one title. So we're closing down on the release of SteamWorld Heist 2. If you've loved the first game, which I really did, you're in for a treat. The sequel promises to take everything that we loved about that first game and really take it up to the next level. And we're talking about more customizable robots and crazier weapons and even more strategic turn-based shootouts. The sequel also lets you have control of your gameplay experience with deeper customizations for you and your crew members. Now, besides the tactical shootouts, you also get to enjoy real-time naval battles with enemy ships as you set sail to raid rival bases or to find even new allies out there. There's really a lot you can do in this game, and well, the cool thing is we don't have to wait too long as SteamWorld Heist 2 is coming out this August 8th. Now, Souls-like games can be brutal and extremely punishing, mostly because you really have to face everything alone, but Deathbound's here to change that by offering a one-of-a-kind party-based Souls-like gameplay that lets you take control of a group of characters, each with their own skills and abilities, and you can switch between these characters on the fly or even merge them to create powerful combos and beat these challenging bosses. Now, this is a pretty refreshing take on the genre, but also a more strategic one. We can expect the same level of brutality in combat against varied enemy types. The game also features a dark atmospheric world filled with creepy environments and strange monsters. Deathbound is coming out this 8th of August. So if you're a Star Wars fan, this is like an exciting month. The classic adventures title Star Wars Bounty Hunter from all the way back in 2002 is making a grand return to the current gen consoles. Now, if you don't know about this game, I don't blame you. Bounty Hunter is a prequel to Attack of the Clones, and you play as Jango Fett, this really fierce bounty hunter on a mission to hunt down targets through the vast Star Wars galaxy. Now, the game takes you through all sorts of iconic locations filled with dangerous criminals and epic shootouts. The gameplay is all about tracking down targets, using your jetpack to travel around these tricky terrains, and mastering Jango's deadly skills. The graphics and controls have also been updated, so it's really smoother than ever. This will drop on Xbox on August 1st. first. So there were some rumors about Mafia Definitive Edition coming to Game Pass, and those rumors have turned out to be true, confirmed by Microsoft themselves. The classic 2002 remake is indeed joining, and the remake's been built from the ground up to offer some iconic gameplay, but with more realistic visuals, better controls, and some much needed modern enhancements. Now, this is perfect for players who haven't played the classic gem, and it offers a deep dive into the life of a gangster. It really features some epic shootouts, intense high-speed chases, and a ton of varied missions that are designed to really make you feel like in the moment you're this cool mafia-like dude. So if you've ever thought about living your Godfather days through a video game, this is about as close as it gets. This one arrives on Game Pass on August 13th. So we have the newest Madden NFL 25, and of course it's right as my Chicago Bears are kicking off the Hall of Fame game this week. And yes, I am a Bears fan, the Bears. Sorry I had to do that, as I'm a huge football fan, but I'm going to be honest with you guys, I am not seeing too much new with Madden NFL 25, which seems to be par for the course most years. The big thing here is going to be an upgrade to the realistic collisions by the players, and I think they're calling it boom tech, which is kind of weird. And then there's new gameplay and emissions. There's also a new refreshed franchise experience and a new broadcast team with Mike Tirico, which I'm a big fan of, Greg Olson, Kate Scott, Brock Heward, I don't know how to say his last name, and of course all the unfamiliar Ultimate Team, Superstar, and then game modes that we've gotten to used to are also making a return. Me personally, I usually wait for Game Pass down the line to play, the newest Madden. I'm probably going to be doing that again this year, but for those who don't want to wait, this does land on August 16th on the Xbox Store, and let me know which team you guys are rooting for this year in the NFL in the comments. I'm curious who you guys are fans of. Our next game is Dustborn, and this is another game that caught my eye. It's a single-player narrative-driven adventure set in a world overrun by robots, and you play as a band of musicians taking on a road trip across the country. Now, along the way, you're going to come across many challenges that can either be solved through dialogues as you influence others with your words, or through combat, or maybe a mixture of both. The art style looks pretty vibrant and comic book-like, which really makes you feel like you're reading a nice comic, while of course shaping the journey of your characters with the choices that you make. Dustborn does come out August 20th, and it looks like a good one that I'm going to keep an eye on. So we've got this rumor that suggests that Wargroove 2, it's an awesome tactical RPG that might be making its way to Game Pass. It's currently available for the Switch and PC. It's got a lot of positive reviews. This sequel builds upon the foundation of the first game. It introduces new commander units and campaigns and a lot more. It might look simple. Wargroove 2 has, though, a lot of depth to it, which gets even better with the new Ultimate Commander abilities that you can use to turn the battles in your favor. It's a pretty refreshing take on the classic turn-based formula with, I really like the pixel art. I will say the game is kind of like Advance Wars if you've ever played that. And again, guys, this is a rumor. If it holds true, it should come to Game Pass mid-August. All right, let's do what is now going to become really part of my favorite part of these videos, and that's talking about free games coming out. Our first one is Hamster Playground. This is a cute family-friendly game out there on Xbox. It is completely free. In this game, you get to customize your hamsters, you get to train them, and watch them as they compete against other hamsters through a variety of challenging mazes and obstacles. You can even build your hamster a house and decorate it with cute little furniture, and the best part, it does come with local multiplayer, so you can enjoy this game maybe with your kids at home. Now, our next one is probably one you guys might know about. It's Valorant. This is now an open beta, and it's available to play for free on the Xbox Series X and S. The game will also support full cross progression and content parity with PC, with console specific enhancements and features. And that's not it. Players with Game Pass will also get many benefits like discounts on in-game currency and all the Valorant agents unlocked and a lot more. So guys, go play some Valorant, especially if you're a Game Pass user. Our next game is a popular MOBA title that's getting a sequel, which, to be honest, it looks pretty much like the first game in terms of gameplay. Sure, the visuals have been overhauled from the ground up with Unreal Engine 5, and I think it looks, really good. The sequel here also brings a lot of new features with Smite 2, with modes and customization options, while improving the controls and game's performance. But it does feel like it's an update to the first game more than like a full-on sequel, which kind of makes sense since the first Smite is still alive and it's kicking and doing its thing over a decade, and it could definitely use a fresh coat of paint and modernized gameplay. This sequel offers pretty much exactly that. So Smite 2 does look to have that full release here on Xbox on August 27th. And with that, our next game is Core Keeper. This is a popular game that's gotten a ton of reviews from players on PC, which they've loved it. Definitely makes sense to keep an eye on it because this is coming to Game Pass. It's a mining adventure game set in a dark underground network of caves where you get to do a whole lot of things. You can explore this massive world to collect valuable items, you can build your base, you can mine resources, you can craft weapons, And of course, you'll be fighting some nasty creatures along the way. Core Keeper looks like a brilliant mix of like Stardew Valley and Minecraft with its own unique art style and gameplay twist. The best part of this too, this game, as I said, will be coming to Game Pass. Gonna be coming later in the month on August 27th, but it should be landing and it should be a good one. Visions of Mana is going to be the next addition to the long-running Mana series that aims to take the franchise in a different direction. The core gameplay remains pretty much the same, but there's going to be plenty of modern RPG elements added to the game, with overhauled graphics and gorgeous looking characters. And you're going to play as Val, tasked to save the world using the power of friendship and of course magic. And you will be able to explore a fantastical world, dive into these ancient ruins, discover magical creatures, and engage in some fast-paced battles and pulling off some epic combos, all with your allies, all at the exact same time. Visions of Mana is set to drop on Xbox on August 29th. So ever since Stray got so hyped, I think there's like a lot of people really liking these types of games, these games that are playing with, you know, with cats and stuff. That's exactly what Gori, Cuddly, Carnage is all about. You play as a cute hoverboarding cat slicing through hordes of creepy little toys and mutants. The game comes packed with over-the-top action, humor, and just tons of chaos. The game obviously doesn't take itself too seriously. It's packed with witty dialogue, ridiculous characters, and a storyline that's as bonkers as it gets, but it does offer some wildly stunning cyberpunky visuals with badass animations that make the whole experience much more immersive and impactful. It's kind of like playing a mindless zombie smashing game minus all the gore and gruesome executions. This one does drop on August 29th. Keeping with some huge updates and a big official release, if you guys are a huge fan of survival horror games or you just love zombie games like I do, I'm excited to talk about 7 Days to Die 1.0. It's finally out for current gen Xbox consoles. The last Xbox One version was really lacking compared to the PC version of the game, and I know a lot of you guys in my comments over like the past year have complained that there is a lot of problems with the game on Xbox. Hopefully that's fixed, but this is a much more enhanced and improved version that includes most of the features that have been in the PC version, and then some more features will also come out post launch updates. But it's still great to see that the game is on Xbox Series X and S. Got, I feel like, impressive visuals, some amazing gameplay. It's been a while since I played this game, many years, but it does have amazing gameplay. Quality of life improvements have also been added, variety of creatures, and plenty of interactable environments to explore. I really do feel like this is a solid survival horror game and one that you should check out if you have it. With that, let's get to our last game, and that is, if you're a fan, guys, of monster trucks and racing, you gotta check out Monster Jam Showdown. It's a wild combination of both that lets you live out your wildest fantasies of becoming a monster truck driver, pulling off epic stunts in different arenas, doing flips, smashing through obstacles, and of course racing against other drivers through challenging terrains. Now, the terrain and the vehicle physics in this game also seem to be pretty realistic, really forcing you to adapt to different track conditions and vehicle upgrades. And speaking of upgrades, you also get to customize your trucks with your very own unique style and upgrades that really stand out. Monster Jam Showdown comes packed with loads of different modes, from survival to circuits, and there's really something for everyone. And speaking of something for everyone, I have a list of the 40 best Game Pass games, guys, that you can play right now, so check out that video on the screen.